We say good morning and welcome to Up and Go here on the Bridge 99 FM for today, Wednesday, the 23rd day in the month of March 2022. My name is Richie B.
Bless up, Bridge Nation. You know, this is your boy Shellz.
And it is your girl, Queen JoJo. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Bridge Nation. DJ Audley. I'm here.
All right. How's everybody doing?
Boy, Richie.
All right, you know. I hold it like a G.
Richie, I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel.
What up now, brother?
Them need to free up my brother, L.A. Lewis.
Oh, Lord.
Hey.
Shut it up. Go ahead.
Trust me.
Free L.A. Lewis.
Hey, listen.
Oh, my
listen.
God.
Let me hasten to say this quickly. We here are responsible for that.
I feel so. What are the coincidences? Yeah,
You think the minister was listening?
Of course.
When he made that
LA
warning.
surely was.
Call him out.
It's
Yeah.
got him right. Oh, shut him out.
This is,
Shut
LA, this is not your show.
Not your show.
And that is what the Minister of Culture said to him as he was trying to force his way to have a conversation with the royalty. He actually went on to say that it's not a problem. We'll meet down the line and have conversation with them.
That's
So
right.
Exactly.
I'm family.
Maybe
I'm cousin them. We are
yeah,
talking
who knows?
Like,
Come on, man.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he took it like a G though. He actually
Yeah.
was
He's
fine,
royalty
yeah.
himself.
I'm a royalty. You know the thing, go.
Come on.
You know the strips.
Oh Lord! Imagine there are so many other things that happened since yesterday. And
Yeah.
look at where we started.
I'm sorry. I had to get it off my
That's
chest.
where
we
I
all
prefer to
agree with
start.
you on that.
Yeah, I had to get it off my chest, man.
But we also see a lot of things being said in Parliament, where the Minister of Finance has now made it known that there will be an allocation that will be of benefit to
To
members
the-
of the transport sector.
Right.
Right.
And so anybody who know a taxi man, line up yourself and try to take a piece of the 25 grand away, man. Don't forget, you know.
What y'all?
We know many.
Yes, we do.
So we get a 5-pack from each of them.
No,
all
pressure.
right then, man. We're
Nah,
nice.
pressure there.
Nice. All right, Shellz, you ready? Go ahead.
All right, so yeah, I hinted earlier that this is a little fact about the ostrich, the very weird creature known as the ostrich. Apparently, the eye of an ostrich is bigger than its brain. Yeah, I actually knew this, but it's still very weird to think about it. So, the ostrich is the largest bird in the world, having the largest eyes in the whole animal kingdom that are even bigger than its brain. An ostrich's eyes are about 2 inches, 5 centimeters in diameter, almost the size of a billiard ball. The ostrich needs large eyes to adapt to its terrestrial lifestyle, and on sighting any danger, it doesn't hide its head in the sand as popularly believed. Thanks to its long neck and legs, which make it stand up to a height of 9 feet, it enjoys an excellent view over the grassland and bush. Its large eyes, with a high number of photoreceptor cells, combined with the sheer size of the image from the lens, help the ostrich to see phenomenal details of the predators, even from great distances. So, if it sees something trying to sneak up on it, then it will just run away as fast as it can with its big, long, powerful legs.
Oh,
Don't play the ostrich. You see that? Look at that.
yeah.
You know, a girl looks just like that.
I
Look just.
wonder if she's out there going, thank you, Shellz.
I never
I
said
rather
anything.
doubt that.
Who the cap fit? Who the cap fit?
It is fair to say then that the ostrich, they're always wide-eyed.
Yeah. No, a serious animal. You know?
Yeah,
It's a
man.
Serious
I mean,
animal.
we know them to be in the record books for speed,
They're fast,
but now them yai.
and you can see
Put them inside there as
there's
well.
a very.
I
Is
was-
it oddly?
I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
listening, but I was waiting for that.
Okay.
Very fast.
Yeah,
man,
man.
trust me. Kevin Hart has a joke about the ostrich because of how their eyes set up.
Yeah.
They can look directly at you
Uh-huh.
and still run in their direction, still seeing.
Seeing,
So their
yeah,
peripheral
yeah.
view is amazing.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh boy.
top speed.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
that's the ostrich.
It's an interesting fact.
Yeah.
And I hope that you found that to be as interesting as we did. Thank you for listening to What the Fact, WTF.
Sir.
Time for update, ladies and gentlemen. Stories that are out there in the news. And we have the very latest for you on them. Starting off with one from Jody.
Morning. Morning, Bridge Nation. So I had to go over back to L.A. Lewis, right? So L.A. Lewis was denied greetings yesterday. The controversial internet sensation L.A. Lewis says he will not be daunted after being barred from addressing Prince William and the Duchess of Cambridge during their visit to Trenchtown in Kingston yesterday. So Bobsy was like, you know, on a year show, LA, just hold it. Not today. And his response was that was a low blow, Bobsy Grange, but he never took it really hard. You know, he said that in no worry himself, he's gonna meet up with them after this, so maybe it wasn't the right time and so on. But persons found it hilarious and was saying that, oh, Bobsy for do LA, so Bob didn't know same family them.
Exactly.
Oh, she gonna do that to you, you know? So the internet went wild with everything that you should be focusing on. That was what persons were talking about the most last night. Through yesterday evening and last night, L.A. Lewis being denied and persons were not okay with it. I said Bobsy should have deal with the general better.
Royalty.
I mean, it's not like it's a 4 or 5 star general.
A seven.
What a seven?
Come
Come on now. Sheesh. Free LA.
General.
On a 7-star
Free
general
LA.
and you roll.
He took it with a smile.
Yeah.
As a royal should.
Can you imagine you roll up into my town and you want to usher me out?
Out
Oh,
of
Lord.
my own
I had
town.
my crown on and everything.
One of the comments that he said that was a low blow, Babsy.
Yes, but Babsy know L.A. Lewis, man. I was like,
did
you're
the
not
right
gonna
thing. She knew what she did.
do your foolishness today.
She said it with a smile.
Yeah, he's like, not today.
You know, we're continuing with the royal visit, the whole vibe surrounding that, and Beanie Man, another king, I guess we can say, right? The king of the dancehall had something to say. Apparently, Beanie Man shuns Prince William and Kate Middleton's visit to Jamaica and says he prefers Harry and Meghan instead. So the king of the dancehall, Beanie Man, has been getting much support on Twitter after he declared during an interview with, look at that, Good Morning Britain, that he and his Jamaican compatriots do not want the Queen to remain head of state of the island, and are not enthusiastic about Prince William and his wife Kate Middleton's visit. Jano, Jamaicans don't want the Queen, I can tell you that. We don't want to be controlled by nobody, Beanie Man said in the interview. We are just here controlled by the British, ruled by the British law. When you go in at the court, it's all about the Queen and the Queen serve and the Queen this and the Queen that. But what are they doing for Jamaica? They're not doing nothing, he said. Now, as we know, the Duchess and the Duke are here and they might enjoy themselves, but
Yeah, Beanie Man has a problem with it. But,
sorry to cut you, Richie, but he went on to say this, though. This is a very interesting part. If Harry did there now, people would have react different. People would have go meet Harry, but William, nobody don't want to see that.
That is where I have a difficult because it sounds like a very confused
That's what I'm saying.
position. In all honesty, Doc. Because, I mean, you initially when you started, I'm thinking he's going to say he's not into
The royal visit
at
in
all.
its entirety, yeah.
So he says now, it's not William who wants to see, it's really Harry would I prefer
No,
to see.
but it's not even. I don't think it's even wanting to see. But if you're gonna send somebody,
send
send
something.
Harry because persons can relate to Harry. Harry have a different vibe. Harry married a black woman, and then him exit,
Him race
you
boat.
know, from the royal family in some way. So they're like,
But Beanie Man is taking 2 different sides in
Yeah,
the whole
right,
here.
true.
Right?
That's a
It's
family
almost-
nonetheless.
It's almost like a man saying, yo, me no eat pork, you know, but me take the gravy.
Good. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's a good example.
So one moment I'm thinking, okay, he has a problem with a royal visit, and then you hear, no, but it would be Harry. If it was Harry, it would be
was
okay.
Harry,
All
good.
right.
So that is how it is. All right, still a little bit bordering on that. Raheem Sterling is here for the royal visit.
Big baller.
And was seen playing football yesterday, scored a goal that I saw in a video from a ball that was laid on to him by Prince William.
Wow.
And it was a good look overall. You notice when they celebrated, though, that he didn't go and do the high five with the Prince. I don't know if that is not allowed.
Probably.
But other members of the
weird.
team actually
You
did
can't
it. Yeah.
touch.
Yeah, but be that as it may, word from his camp, though, is that Jamaican born English footballer Raheem Sterling will in fact be the face of Jamaica in the United Kingdom and Europe as the country celebrates, Jamaica that is, celebrates its 60th anniversary of independence. He's being appointed tourism ambassador, says Minister Edmund Bartlett in a media release. And of course, you know, Raheem has kept a very close relationship with his community of Marvelly and has been doing a lot of good things in that community. And now this big announcement, we say congratulations to him. Some people apparently are not too much in agreement with it. Maybe because he plays for England, and didn't play for Jamaica.
Get over it, people.
He's Jamaican. He's Jamaican, and he's very involved in his community and doing a lot of good here.
Exactly.
And as I told you, Richie, in England, in the UK, they associate Jamaica with him. So when he got the Clark's work, ambassadorship, they dedicated the Clark's brand, all the Clark's around him. New Balance sneaker, which is a big shoe line over there. He had a Jamaican-inspired football boots that he plays in. So let's not fight all the thing. It's a good ambassador.
Definitely.
So it can work.
Good choice, Minister Bartlett, and good luck to you, Raheem. I'm sure you'll be a great ambassador. All right, that was Update, ladies and gentlemen. Time now for us to go to our proverb of the day.
So Rainford doesn't have to play. It's very short. And it goes, hand go, hand come.
Hand go,
hand come.
All right.
And the meaning is, as you give, so shall you receive.
Okay.
Yes,
Beautiful.
Yes.
That's
so remember that. Remember that as you go about your day. Hand go, hand come. As you give.
Where the hand go?
You know, wait for it. Me, I behave myself. Me, I behave myself.
Father God, may I ask to give me the strength to deal with these men here. You put your hand in your pocket, you take out money and you give, or you assist with the service.
Thank you for that.
And it shall be returned to you, Shellz and Audley.
Yes.
What we do?
in particular in this instance.
What we do?
Because if I ever start,
Don't. May I ask you, don't.
You give, you shall receive.
I'm not.
What y'all?
Richie, don't start.
Let's stay to
I'm
this
gonna
one.
start walking with a belt. What a pet peeve.
Please don't say it as often as Skilly Bang does. Wap, wap, wap,
Wap,
wap,
wap,
wap, wap, wap, wap, wap, wap.
That was our proverb of the day.
Nice one.
That is the proverb.
Oh my God.
Let's go on to pet peeve.
peeve.
Wap wap is one of my pet peeves. I need some more lyrics in a song, for God's sake. You're whopping all the... Yo, 3 minutes of whopping.
With all the whop.
There's a lot of whopping going on,
That was a
Skilly.
lot of Our pet peeve come from one of our listeners today. If you're just joining us for the first time here on Up and Going the Bridge 99 FM, pet peeve are things that others do that you may find annoying, irritating, or even upsetting. And we're going to play our pet peeve this morning.
Okay, so my pet peeve is hearing people chew and seeing the food in their mouth. I feel like this is my pet peeve because what is the reason for you to be chewing so loudly that everybody around you should know that you're eating? And also, why do we need to see the food in your mouth? Like, I think it's really gross for somebody to be chewing and you're seeing every bit of food that they place in their mouth while they're chewing it, while they keep grinding it. Like, I feel like...
Pet peeve.
That was one of our listeners' pet peeve this
Yeah.
morning. Is that a pet peeve of yours?
That was graphic.
That was very...
Very.
I can't...
Did she say anything about somebody also speaking while they're doing that?
Yes.
Yeah.
While they're eating.
Mhm.
Yeah. We used to get beaten as a child for doing that. Don't you dare speak while you have food in your mouth.
Yeah. It has a way of escaping, peeps. So you
Yes,
might want to.
hazardous. It's disturbing and hazardous because projectile fly and hack to.
That's part 2 to the whole equation.
Hold on, make we get controversial, right?
Right.
Speaking and eating, we would get into trouble with our parents for that.
Yeah.
Right? But, brother, another pet peeve. Why are you watching me eating?
That's a good one, too. True.
It
why are you looking at me?
It just could not escape my notice because of all the talking with the food in your
talk.
mouth. So you brought the attention on yourself.
By talking, yeah.
Well, was I talking to you?
No, we're not talking about the talking with food, Richie. Eating.
Oh, yeah,
And
people
you're
that watch you eat.
Yeah.
Maybe you're in a public space.
Hey, people do that for real. So.
Yeah, true. People staring
People
you
that
awkward
free.
and like, what? Yeah, but I get that.
Is what? You haven't never said a commercial.
I tell you, it's bad enough to be doing it and upsetting the listener who put it forward. But please don't let it fly out of your mouth.
Oh, jeez, man.
Oh, my God. If you want me to fall out,
People
man.
fight for less.
That can be
For
upsetting.
less, man. What are you doing?
Sitting at the table picking off bits of
Oh,
All right.
oh.
Family show.
of your fan.
Oh, my goodness, Richie.
Okay, so that was everybody's pet peeve.
Exactly.
Believe that.
We agree with that one. It upsets us too, listener.
A lot is happening in the transport sector that is of interest, I'm sure, to not just the taxi operators, but to many persons out there. In fact, you would have heard that in the Parliament yesterday, closing out the debate, Minister Clark, he made some announcements which basically state that taxi operators are to get some $600 million to cushion rising fuel prices. And we understand the government is going to be providing some $25,000 in vouchers to operators of public passenger vehicles, including route taxi operators and contract carriage operators, to cushion the rising fuel cost of fuel. So that's an important development for the taxi operators and the members of the public transport sector. In fact, last weekend we learned through investigation that there are route taxi drivers, though, who have been increasing the taxi fares illegally. The investigation included 8 routes across 7 parishes, which included Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. James, Portland, also St. Mary and St. Thomas. Many taxi operators, we are told, were caught on camera overcharging their passengers. And so this morning, I think it is important that we had a conversation with Mr. Raymond Bynes in his capacity as president of the All-Ireland United Route Taxi Association. Good morning, Mr. Bynes. Welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
Only Mr.
I'm
Bynes.
fine. Good morning, Richie B. How are you, sir?
I am doing well, and I'm joined by Shellz, who will also ask a question of you, or a question or two of you, all right?
Blessings, Mr. Bynes. Morning.
Okay. Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Mr. Bynes, what was your initial reaction when you learned that some route taxi operators had been increasing fares, you'd say, illegally?
Well, what is happening really, Richie B, is that there is 2 categories of license that is operating as route taxi. You have the route taxi that is designated to be a route taxi, to operate as a route taxi. Now you have the contract, the Hackney carriage that is also operating as a route taxi. Now, if there's a designated area where the Transport Authority has authorized route taxi to operate, and Hackney carriage is also operating on that route, and that is where the misunderstanding come in, because personnel who is operating Hackney carriage, they are the ones that is overcharging the commuters, right? I'm not saying that you don't find 1 and 2 designated route taxi add more money to the fare, but what is really happening is that the Hackney carriage is also doing that most of all, and the commuters does not understand or recognize the route taxi different from the Hackney carriage. And that's what is causing the problem right now, Richie B.
So it sounds like you are agreeing that although one sect might be doing it more so than another, you really are saying that it's happening in both of these sectors then?
Well, I'm not denying the fact that it is happening, Richie B. But once the route taxi realize that there's Hackney carriage operating on their route, and they're finding out that the Hackney carriage is collecting more money than the designated taxi that's supposed to be operating on that route. And that is where the follow-through come in. But I have warned my members and let them know that it is not right for them to overcharge the commuters. But I would like to say something to you, Richie B.
Go ahead.
8 years ago, the taxi fare was raised to $120, right?
Yes.
And the taxi operator refused to take the $20. Sometimes they just take $100, and it goes on like that so to it boiled down back to $100. Now that the 15% was put to the operators by Mr. Montague, they want to add back that $20 8 years ago to the 15%. I wonder if you understand me, Richie.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, yeah.
And that is what, and most of the passengers, they do not know about that $20 that was added 8 years ago to the fare.
Which was not being charged in many instances.
Exactly, Richie B, exactly. So know that the operator wanted to add that $20 to the 15%, and they are the ones to be blamed because they did not collect it in the first instance.
What is
that?
Get
caught up in this thing now.
Yeah, you've shed some light on the issue indeed. The last increase that you got though, would you say that was satisfactory? And with what has happened since, are you even contemplating looking at asking for further adjustment?
Well, yeah, that's a good question, Richie B, because the 15% that we have gotten from the Ministry of Transport, we weren't satisfied with it. So we went back in dialogue with the minister, the former minister, and we were promised that in February he will look back on it and see what can be done regarding another fare increase. Well, you know that the minister is not in that position anymore. So we are trying to get this minister, the current minister now, to look on another fare increase or some form of benefit to the taxi operator. Regarding what's going on in the and it's not only the gas, you know, there's a lot of things. There's oil, tire, car parts in all different manner is up on the rise.
Understood, sir. Blessings again, Mr. Bynes. Shellz here. So I heard you mention that, you know, you've been warning your members, you know, to desist from the illegal activities, you know, and stuff like that. But what I want to know is, do you have any other plans, you know, as it relates to minimizing these illegal activities within the All Island, you know, United Route Taxi Association? Well,
I need the help from the relevant authority, sir. If I get the help from the relevant authority, and if it can be done, that the relevant authority reduce the amount of taxi that is not designated for that route. But I can't speak for the Atlee carriage, you know. I'm just telling you what is happening on the route that I'm responsible for.
Right.
You know? And
You basically say that you have told your members to desist from that practice?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because, and you know, the thing is about it, you know, when the school children, the members in the association that I operate, they take 50% from school children. The Atlee carriage insists that they want the full fare, and it's right. And I don't want to mention the fare that the Atlee carriage is taking because I'm not really sure. But I know they don't take the fare that the route taxi take. They take more. Because, you know, Atlee carriage is a chartered taxi.
Yes.
And they are entitled to do what they want to do when in charging certain fares. So that is what is causing all the problem. And a lot of people, they don't know that there is the difference between an Atlee carriage and
the route taxi.
Okay.
And some form of education or some better, what I'd say, insight should come in to let the public, especially the children that is coming up now, to know that this is the route taxi, this is the taxi that they are supposed to be traveling in on the designated route.
Sounds like a case where the playing field needs to be leveled as well.
You are so right, sir.
Yeah. Now, you might have heard the announcement in Parliament yesterday by Finance Minister Clark that some 600 million will be allocated to cushion rising fuel prices, amongst other costs that are skyrocketing for you in the public transport sector. and the government will provide, it is said, some $25,000 in vouchers to operators of public passenger vehicles. I know that Minister Shaw, when he gets his turn to speak, will give us some more information on it. But what is your early reaction to this this announcement?
Well, Richie B, it's not even much by looking into the matter, but is the members of the taxi association, the taxi fraternity, because grant like that was promised to them already. And a lot of them, most of them, majority of them, has not gotten that grant as yet. And now they are coming with another one.
The minister said that this program will get started somewhere towards the latter half of April and will be administered by the Transport Authority. You have doubts about it coming to fruition?
Well, I'm not doubting the Transport Authority in what they said. It's just a matter that whenever time you promise it, the taxi fraternity is something, you must deliver and deliver on time, and deliver that the public and the operators realize and recognize what the relevant body is doing, and it will calm down some of the hostility and the lamentation that is coming from the operators.
Mm-hmm. In closing, what is your wish, your dream for the transport sector here in this country?
It should be, you ask another good question, and I'm going to try to answer it as best as I can. What I'm seeing right now is that the taxi fraternity, both the route taxi and the acne carriage, they are carrying a heavy load, and they are playing a good part, a very important part within the transport sector. It needs to be looked at properly, and whenever time something is put in place, it must stay in place. It must be monitored. It must be seen to it that whosoever is operating on a public transportation, whatever the authority put in place, they must abide by it. And if you cannot abide by the rules and the regulation of the transport authority or the Minister of Transport, do not stay in the business. Get out of the business and allow who want to see the business operate in its rightful manner, do so, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Bynes, for your thoughts this morning, and you have a good day. Great talking with you.
Give thanks, sir.
And another thing, 1 minute before you go,
Yes,
B,
uh-huh.
you asked about even the level in PLC,
Yes.
And most of the carriage that is applying on certain routes, I won't call the name of the routes,
Mm-hmm.
that is not applied, is not designated for a route taxi. I'm asking for a very long time for those routes to transform in a route taxi route. That means a police cannot say somebody operating at the carriage and say you're operating contrary to your road license, because that route was given to you by the Transport Authority or the Minister of Transport. For instance, if the JUTC is operating on a route and you find that taxis is also operating on that route, but the JUTC cannot manage the load, so offer give the taxi that is operating on that route some form of franchise, and those taxis can be recognized. And if anything goes wrong and whatever, any indiscipline within that area, then that taxi can be pointed out by the Transport License Authority inspector, a policeman, or even a president from any association or anybody who is responsible
For that route.
for that area.
Yeah.
You see where I'm going?
Sounds like a reasonable suggestion, and I'm happy that you put it forward. I want to thank you again and wish you a great day.
Yes, Richie B, and you keep up the good work and your other team members and all the rest.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Rich.
Mr. Bynes.
Thank you, Raymond. Appreciate it. Shellz.
Yeah.
Tech this.
Yeah, so you know them call me the tech boss. we're here. We get that name tech boss. Why? Well, yeah, we're here with Tech This. You know, this is a feature where we highlight technological advancements all over the world, and today is no exception. Today I'll be featuring the Home Chef compact oven by Panasonic. Now, Bridge Nation, I've heard of 2-in-1, sometimes even 3-in-1. But clearly, Panasonic and LA Lewis are linked up because they are changing up the game with a 7-in-1 compact oven known as the Home Chef. Now, visually, it looks like a futuristic microwave, but I can assure you that it's definitely bringing the heat with some fantastic features. Now, calling the Home Chef 7-in-1 compact might be a bit of a stretch, and at least when compared to its siblings. This newest addition to the lineup is larger to accommodate the more spacious 20-liter capacity and bigger 800 milliliter water tank. I don't really know what them number they mean in a Bridge Nation, but it just sound fancy and sound like enough space and enough vibes. No, what it does mean though is that it may mean that you have to, shove some things out of the way to make room for this oven in the kitchen. But Panasonic says it's all worth it. The compact oven also gets more functions, primarily steam and steam convection. These two promise healthier dishes since they're able to preserve more nutrients compared to other cooking methods. That brings the number of functions to 7, hence the name. So these functions include air frying for you lazy chefs and Instagram models, convection bake, slow cook, sanitize, and ferment. That last bit, the whole ferment vibe, will be useful for croissants and pizza dough. So if you're interested in this 7-in-1 Home Chef, 7, it will be available next month, April of 2022.
If it's over $1,000, it would have my interest. If it's under $1,000, I'd have some doubts.
Well, look like you have your doubts, Richie, because this is just $500.
Oh, $500. Wow.
Not bad.
Okay.
So yeah, make the choice, Instagram models. Buy that new phone there or learn for cook.
Yeah.
So that was Tech This, and that is the 7-in-1 Home compact oven by Panasonic.
Okay. Nice one there. All right. 7-in-1. Time now for the secret sound game. And let's go right to it. First of all, let's allow you to hear the secret sound that you must identify this morning. Here it is. What sound is that? We take your calls right now. 876-676-4996. Shellz, you want to remind them of the clues so far?
I'll reluctantly do so. The clues are, firstly, it's not an animal, it is an action, it's the color green, and it has roots.
Those clues should help. We need some people who are thinking really not too deep, because we understand it's an easy answer, although we haven't figured it out as yet. But let's see what this caller thinks. I think I hear laughter in the background. Somebody's very excited. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hello.
Good morning, Richie.
Hi, Angie.
Hi, Angie.
Yes, Richie.
Angie, I would say it's about time that you nailed this one, Angie. We have increased the clues to 4 of them. That should help.
Yeah, Richie, but those clues are saying, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking about something. I have 2 answers here. I'm going to give one.
Choose one.
But I'm going to explain the one.
Okay.
I think it's an activity where somebody's cutting the cane peel, like chopping the cane, the leaves of the cane are making the sound when it falls.
Leaves of the cane being chopped.
All right, so we get the whole scenario.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
You know which sound you hear when cane feel not chop good, Angie? you know it's so quack, quack, quack.
Sorry, Angie. Sorry. Maybe the second answer will work.
Yeah.
You have to call us back for that. All right, let's go to our next caller. My goodness, 876-676-4996. Good morning. You're on the air. Morning. Welcome.
Yes, I want to try again,
Okay, who is this?
All right. I think it's a fire set to the bamboo. While the bamboo there, burning, and then you hear one of the roots them burst, boom.
Oh,
yeah.
Listen to the sound. What is your name, sir?
Chris.
Mr. Phillips?
Chris.
Oh,
Big
Chris.
up, Chris.
Yeah.
Where are you calling from, Chris?
All right, I'm with the half a tree, you know.
Halfway tree.
Yeah.
Sound like enough bamboo there out there, so. Well, Chris.
You seen that the bamboo walk, the brethren?
Wah, wah, wah.
That's the sound you're going to
Yeah,
get,
man.
Chris. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
what you do for me? Why you send a shout out to Mr. Fear here?
Mister, have no fear. In birthday today, you know.
Yeah, man, I heard some today. Big him up, you know.
All right,
Yeah,
no
man, no
worries.
problem.
Tell him they must have the NS them ready.
All right. All right, Chris, have a good day. Thank you for trying.
Bless up.
Okay, let's take one more call. Good morning, you're on the air. Welcome to the Secret Sound game here on the bridge. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hello. Who is speaking with?
Renee.
Renee?
Yes, I'm telling you.
Oh, hi, Renee. You have your answer ready for us?
I think it's a guango tree when the wind blows down.
What get blown? Where's it get blown down?
A guango tree, a big guango tree.
No.
Not a mango tree.
Not mango, not mango. The big guango tree that we always up on the roadside.
Not a breadfruit tree.
Guango.
Guango tree, sugar.
Guango tree, yeah.
Like the way you think, Renee. But you know the actual sound of guango tree make it when it drop though, right?
Not really.
I don't want it, man. Quack, quack, quack.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
Blessings,
We
Renee.
thank you for trying as well. We are contemplating retiring this game by Friday if we don't get a
Yeah,
win.
Friday.
Because
We're not
believe
too
you me, we're not too far from it. But
Yeah.
let's see what happens. We're out of time for the segment right now. That was the
Secret Sound Game.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a very important matter that we want to be discussing. The Duke and the Duchess of Cambridge, Prince William and his wife Kate, arrived yesterday in the afternoon aboard the Royal Air Force Voyager at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston. And they descended to warm greetings from Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith, as well as Chief of Defense Staff Rear Admiral Antoinette Wames Gorman. But, you know, in the midst of the warm greetings and welcome from the Jamaican officials, there are many others who are apparently not pleased by the royal visit at this time. Scores of persons actually were protesting yesterday on Trafalgar Road in the vicinity of the British High Commission. And that batch of protesters included persons like former General Secretary of the PNP, Paul Burke, who basically said that, we should not be welcoming any representative on behalf of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in Jamaica at this time, unless, he says, they are coming to make a sincere and profound apology and talk about reparations. And that sentiment is really growing in the wider public sphere. And so we thought it important to have Richard Dicky Crawford, who is a public commentator. He's also a lecturer at the University of the West Indies, to help us to dissect this matter. Good morning, Richard. How are you doing today?
Morning, Mr. Crawford.
All right, Richie B. Are you Richard as well, Richie B? How are you?
I am, but they call me Richie. But they call you something else.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. But Richard, I wanted to ask you right off the bat. What is your position on the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge visiting Jamaica at this time?
Right off the bat, it was unnecessary. I think your summary was wonderful in the sense that what I experienced yesterday was there's a mixed bag, right?
Yes.
There's the oldsters and the government who went out of their way to make the visit seem a big deal. And then at the same time, I was very pleased to see many Jamaicans, you spoke about Paul Burke as one,
Yes.
who actually took the time to go and demonstrate at the office of the British High Commission, etc., and right across Jamaica. And Richard, it's a sort of awakening that I'm picking up in Jamaica with all the problems of COVID and everything else.
Yes.
Hundreds of thousands of African slaves toiled for 300 years under British rule. We really need no more British rule. And that is the real thing. Even more importantly than that, my position right now is that we don't need any more elections in Jamaica except to vote for a republic Our political system is a waste of money and time, and it has not helped the development of the people. So that really, all this can be done, and all of this should be done. Frankly, Richie, I have in front of me a report here, August 1993, right?
Yes.
We were supposed to be a republic from August 1993. All of this documentation went to Parliament. Everybody agreed, and we're still talking about colonial rule and welcoming Her Majesty's people to Jamaica.
Now, Mr. Crawford, morning again. Shellz here.
Yes, man.
Give thanks. So we all see the vibes, what's going on. Everybody, we know why the royals are here. And we know why protesters are protesting and voicing their opinions. But let's be real. Can we be real for a second? What do you believe will be the outcome of the visit? And would the outcome be in our favor as Jamaicans?
Not immediately. Well, it's on its way. Let's be very frank. We have a high-powered team with headed by another radio host. And they are specifically dealing with reparations for the 300 years. And I suppose the apology, to my mind, the apology does help, but I'm really more interested in the money that we need to develop ourselves. So that team has already come up with a figure that Great Britain, the Queen and her family and everybody else owes us. And it's quite a tidy sum of money, and this is what we need to go forward.
Do you have that figure at hand? What is the exact figure that was being sought?
I don't want to make a rash guess, but I know it is somewhere in the region of 89. I saw a figure of $89 billion.
Okay.
Billion pounds.
We are hearing that the Duke will give an address, make a statement. I think it is believed that he'll address matters to do with slavery when he speaks later on. What are you expecting him to say, and what position do you think he might take?
Well, one of the things that one sees is that he's coming out. I think he's campaigning to become the next ruler of Britain. So it is said. Charles went down to Barbados the other day to try and hold on to that country and say, although you have become a republic, please stay in the Commonwealth. So there's a bit of pressure reaching the British royal family. They've had a good time too long at our expense. And I imagine he could hardly agree to say something publicly in Jamaica now and not address that issue of reparations and the apology and some of that kind of sentiment and statement. I think with all the hoopla and their attempts to move some people from the vicinity, for example, one of our good friends, Richie B, who came to speak to the king or the future king, was asked not to be around today, and that's not his day, and that was very embarrassing. So
you mean the 7-star general?
Eh?
Are you referring to L.A.?
Yeah, man. L.A.
Exactly. Yeah.
So L.A. I give him credit. L.A. said, boy, this is really terrible.
Yeah.
Babs give him a low blow. He's still going to fight the kids. Kind of proud of him. We all know L.A. and the country needs L.A. Louises. We need people like that. And this is what I saw yesterday with all the window dressing and so forth and so on. People who have been too quiet for too long came out and made their statements and said to the government and to the youngster from England who wants to be the president, the next king. This is Jamaica. Some interesting things came out of this, For example, yes, we knew they would go to Trenchtown. We knew they would go to Culture Yard and all of these kinds of things because that's the heart and soul of Jamaica to a large extent. But the contradictions are so manifest, We take the royal family down to Trenchtown, And then when it comes to time for school, to show them off, when it comes to time for school, and a child applies to go to school and is denied entry because of her hairstyle, because she's a Rastafari child, I mean, come on, people, come on. What's wrong with us? We can't have this dual disaster anymore. We have got to come together around the most significant things that are there. The other thing that puzzled me a bit, Richie, I know Ed Bartlett is a hard worker and he's a marketer genius and so forth and so on. And they have said, all right, we'll get Raheem Sterling to sort of headline the European side of our 60-year celebration. And I said to myself, how come you didn't remember that when we were trying to qualify for the World Cup, Raheem was up there all this time and all the other Jamaicans? How much more powerful would it not have been to see Jamaica going to the World Cup in a couple months' time?
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, I'm proud of Raheem myself. He's doing very well. But don't let's just use our heroes and our outstanding people when it is a case to satisfy or please some other
expediency
force. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
Would you have preferred to see someone like a Leon Bailey or so being chosen?
For the team?
Well, as the ambassador.
Well, Leon is hot stuff too, isn't he? I'm not opposed to Raheem at all.
Okay.
In that situation, I just thought that all of them, Leon, Raheem, others, should have been corralled, made sure that they were on the team. I mean, to qualify us to go to the World Cup.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a statement later saying, or sometime soon saying, Raheem is one of several others that will be used to participate at that level as we look towards our independence celebrations. Maybe that would save the day and appease many others.
He's chosen already.
Yeah. But that is not to say that others can't be chosen, eh?
No,
right,
certainly.
Right.
I agree with you.
Now, can I get a quick comment from you on this, the plans for the changes to our dollar notes?
People like myself, wow, it's one of the worst things to have taken place. The government tried, or is trying, to see how they can win support from the public for certain things that they are doing, and presumably for Edward Seaga, who I think they would like to see nominated for being a national hero. It's that is just absolutely ridiculous. And the position of putting Michael Manley and Edward Seaga on the note, and the Prime Minister scoffing at how people are, why not accepting that? You know, it would be good for unity. Bob Marley and Peter Tosh did that years ago in the National Stadium.
Peace concert.
That's right. You will recall that. That is the opportune time. Bob did all of that. And what did we get after that? The major players in putting on that concert, almost all of them were killed shortly after the concert. And Bob, as you know, people went there to assassinate Bob Marley. So I take these things with some amount of emotion and some amount of reality. No, it can't spin, it can't work, it's not going to work. I think quite a few people have already voiced their opinion that it is totally out of order. I mean, Michael Manley himself went through hell in Jamaica. All right, so he's a politician and they didn't like some of his attitudes and his philosophies, but he went through all of that. And it's difficult for me to accept that you're now going to use this man who you turned the dogs of war on to try and smooth out some things still lingering in the country and in the society. You can't duplicate what Bob and Peter and those boys did here.
Yeah. One of the interesting things, comments that I saw was from a former wife of Michael Manley, who basically said that Michael and Eddie didn't even speak for several years prior to his passing, as far, to the best of her knowledge, and she felt that it would not be something that Mr. Manley would have been agreeing to. And I think there are members of the family apparently who are not 100% behind it. So we'll see what happens, Richard. And I want to thank you. We're out of time for this segment, but it's always a great pleasure having you on the program.
Yeah,
thanks for your thoughts as always. Take care. Have a good day.
All the best. Take care.
All right. Thank you so much. 15 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock, we see President Biden boarding a flight. He's heading over to Brussels to have meetings with a summit with the NATO leaders and so on, and G7 nations, a meeting. And then I understand that he's going over to Poland. So my next question now is, we wonder whether or not he's going to take a train ride like the other three over into, you don't think so?
Ukraine?
No.
They'll be looking at that, though, because he's getting close. It'll take time, go.
Maybe it would be a good photo op if he went right on the border.
And just stood
there, took a pic, and then went back. You know what I mean?
Social media go crazy.
Yeah, let's see what happens. But we wait to see what comes out of that summit with President Biden and the G7 and the NATO nations. Bridge 99 FM and, of course, Irie Jam Radio. We're streaming around the world at www.thebridge99fm.com. And for Irie Jam Radio,
it's IrieJamRadio.com.
All right. We're inside of the Global Connection. My name is Richie B. DJ Shellz is here.
Well, I wish I was a DJ. It's your boy, Shellz. I'm working on the DJ part, though. I'm Audley's intern at the moment.
Don't think your DJing skills were not noticed by the listeners earlier.
Exactly.
And daily, as a matter of fact.
Thank you.
When the vibe hit you and the society does do a thing.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you continue like this, DJ Roy and myself will get you into a recording studio sooner than you think. You might have to put a song together. DJ Roy is, of course, in the studios of Irie Jam Radio in New York City. We say hi to our friends in the tri-state area. And, we have a gentleman right now. He's from good lineage. He has been very active on several fronts in the music industry. He is, many people will be surprised to hear, he's actually the nephew of the late Sugar Minott. And his name is Robert Minott, a man who has been in the game for quite some time. Migrated to the U.S. in around about in mid-1970s and released his first album around about 1991, an album that produced several hit songs. It was called Love Struck, and he has definitely, as I said, been operating at several different levels. He's a recording artist, he's a producer, he's a show promoter, and he's very, very actively engaged. Robert, our pleasure to have you on the program. You're talking to Jamaica, you're talking to the tri-state area. Good morning and welcome, Robert Minott. How are you doing?
Blessings, Robert.
Man, I'm doing good, man. It's that's a wonderful introduction, man.
It reminds me of the introduction I gave you on an event that you promoted in Texas some years ago with, I think Sugar Minott was on that show, and Third World, and you flew me in as the MC, and you also performed in it. Yes. And I remember how surprised I was, Robert, at the kind of love and respect that you were getting in territories like Texas. You have been doing extremely well internationally. Tell us about some of your successes overseas.
Well, I have an album that's been released last year. It's called Rasta Funk on the Wolf Entertainment label out of Germany, which that album produced quite a few hits. You know what I mean? And also I have a new single that's called "You Are." That has been number one in several charts in Europe and still climbing quite a few charts right now as we speak.
Okay.
Give thanks. Now, Robert, I'm a young gun. This is Shellz. Morning again. I'm a young gun to the music thing, learning, I love reggae, love dancehall. I represent that demographic that's, we're going like we know music, but we have a lot to learn, them way there. So I'm curious to know, given your exposure
I'm still learning to myself.
And that's beautiful. We never stop learning, the thing go. But I'm curious to know, like, exactly. So, given your exposure, through music, through your Uncle Sugar Minott, I'm curious, was that what inspired you to do music in the first place?
No, I didn't really. I wanted to be a mechanical engineer.
Wow.
But but I think there was a higher power that had another plan for me. So I went at the age of 12. I went to bed like any ordinary kid, and then I had this vision. Saw me singing on this biggest stage, all these bright lights, and that's when my first song came to me in my vision.
Whoa!
And ever since then, I just choose that path, not personally, but someone had that in mind for me.
Nice. Wow. So,
Yeah, man.
so
Higher power, you know what I mean?
So it was ordained.
Yes,
Oh.
man. Yes, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
When you someone like yourself was done so much in the industry at so many different levels, I usually like to ask Robert, where does your preference lie? Is it in producing? Is it in promoting? Is it in recording? Is it in performance, live performances? What do you prefer most of all of these things that you do for the music?
It would be kind of unfair to choose one, but if I should choose one personally, I love recording new product. I'm like a kid in a candy store. When I wrote a new song, and then I want to record it and hear what it sounds like with the music. So that's basically where the love lies.
Yeah.
Right at this particular moment. Yeah.
DJ Roy is no stranger to you, and he's listening in. Maybe he wants to chip in with a question for you as well, Robert.
Well, what I
Yes,
wanted to ask
greetings,
you,
DJ
he
Rod.
has it, Blessed Bridget, you have a new single, I Want to Know What Love Is, and when you think about a song as iconic and well loved like that, how do you determine what song you're going to cover? And a song like this, how do you approach it? Because if you go wrong, Richie B, DJ Ryan, I'm going to give it to
you. Hey, trust me. It's like when you meet a woman. Most men, when a woman tell you no, it shuts them down. When someone tells me no, it motivates me.
Oh.
So I take no and yes as the same. I keep them on the same level, same path. So that keeps me floating. To answer your question, no. My music for me come from a spiritual place.
Okay.
So I can apply myself to everything that I does, and then I have this floating inspiration that's always floating around me. So that's what I gravitate to.
Well, Bridget, I can tell you get the stamp of approval from me on covering this one. Tremendous job, Bridget.
And I have to ask...
respect.
By extension, I have to ask, Robert, I mean, we have played it a couple of times and we love it. What's the response like that you're getting to this new track that you have out?
Well, it's been 100. I'm not talking about 99.99. It's been 100%. People just loving it. And it feels good. It gives me goosebumps, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yesterday, I had a short conversation with you. You were busy in the studio. I'm saying to myself, but hold on. We just got a brand new song from Robert, and he's telling me right now he's working on more material with Sly Dunbar, no less. Wow. Do you want to give us an indication of what you might have been cooking up in the studio yesterday?
Man, big things in the works. Which is also the name of my forthcoming album this summer.
Big things in the works.
So we're doing a lot of big things in the works. It's gonna be great.
All right.
I'm doing some of my greatest work that I ever imagined doing at this time in my life. You know what I mean?
Nice.
That is fantastic. Sounds like a very motivated artist. You want persons to follow you on social media? How can they, if they want it?
They can just go to robertmynottmusic.com. And everything that you need to know and see is right there.
All right, Robert, we're going to get a chance to play your latest recording after we go to a break, but thank you for talking with us this morning, bro. We wish you well. We know that I
really appreciate...
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I know you take your craft very, very seriously, and we wish you well with this product and all the others to come, including your album when it drops, all right?
Yeah, man, I love music more than food itself. So if I'm hungry, you just give me music and I'm full up. All right. So I appreciate you guys ganging up and having me. And it's a pleasure, you know what I mean, to share my experience with the world.
Yeah, man.
Through you guys.
No worries, Robert.
Thanks.
Take care, man.
Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go, The Bridge, 99 FM.